All right.
Hey guys, it's
Hey.
Jenny Nguyen here, and this is Daryl Long, the genius of the family.
So it's not often you have two superstars in the same video. So this is an exciting video.
Yeah, very exciting. I can't wait.
So we're gonna share with you today, basically, our experience as a new immigrant to Canada.
We've been here for about 30 years, over 30 years. So I'm not new. I've been here.
Yeah, I came in 1993.
Yeah,
What year did you come?
I can't remember. It's been that long.
No, she's old. We're old, hey.
I'm not old. I'm young at heart.
Yeah, we're 21 only, by the way. So, but I remember 1993. I still remember the first moment when I came. My dad gave me a bouquet of flower. It was supposed to be for my mom, but because I was so cute, I was only 10, and so I received the flower instead.
You needed it more than your mom.
Yeah, and I remember the first time I saw snow. My goodness, it was a very grateful feeling that after being separated I was with my mom, obviously. We're from Vietnam, by the way. And my dad, like many stories, he went on a leaky boat and came and survived somehow amazingly. And I was lucky enough to came over here on the plane. But we were separated from our parents, from my dad, for a long time. And when you finally get to see him, meet with them and the other siblings and reunion and everything, it was an amazing feeling. And I was very grateful for that. And it's one of those moments that you don't forget, and you always remember it. The time that because it was such a blissful experience, right? Those moments. And I'm sure a lot of you have. I think almost all of us are new immigrant to Canada. And it was a very, very positive experience that I kept with me for all my other years here.
I think because you've been away from your dad for so long, you know how the child and parent attachment.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like you, as a child, you want to be around your parents, especially when they give you the warm, comforting love that, and the attention that you wanted, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. My experience was that, I'm from Vietnam. We took the boat to Hong Kong, and that was an interesting experience. From that boat, it was actually a little scary. So many people died, and other bad things happened. And for me to come to Canada, it was such a beautiful country, and it was the cold weather was a little shocking to me at first because we were wearing these short. It was my brother and I. We were wearing these shorts, not these shorts, but these pants that are up to our calf. So it's capri style because we didn't have money, and it wasn't so much of that that we didn't know. It was really because we didn't have money. So we came here. Our family came here. My parents, my mom and dad, and my brother and I. We came to Canada with nothing on our back, and I remember we stayed at my uncle's house. Oh no, it was a cousin, one of our cousins' house. It was a good experience because at least it gets us out of the situation that we were in Vietnam, where we were living in poverty. So coming to Canada, it's a land of opportunity for us, even though we don't know any better and we have to start from scratch. And it's a lot of times, I noticed there's a lot of new immigrants coming here, especially with everything going on in the world. And Canada is a land of opportunity. It's a beautiful country. But there's a lot of challenges that we had to go through, and I find that it was an interesting experience from a child's perspective. We just didn't know. We just thought that this is such a nice country to be in. Yeah.
And absolutely. So, over the years, we obviously have grew and have built friendships and families, and now we have a family here and kids and everything. So I would say it was the best thing that happened. For me personally, anyways. That I'm very grateful my parents have taken the risk and pretty much give us the opportunity to kind of like be in this wonderful environment, and also the chance to learn to go to school and to develop positive friendships and the community, the different cities that we able to explore, and it's I would say it's a blessing, and we're grateful. I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah, I think it is. Like in another country, I think a girl, we don't get education, or our education is not as a priority compared to like a guy, right? So for us to come here, for me to be here and to have the opportunity of having education and learn from that and grow, and a lot of times I find that thank goodness for my parents to go through the struggle that they did so that we get to be a little bit better off than them, to have a little bit of a slight advantage even with our education. So I think that makes a big difference in terms of being an immigrant coming to a country, going from poverty. It gives us a little bit of advantage, and it definitely makes us a little bit, how would I say, it's just something that I'm really grateful for, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in this state or be where we are, because they had laid a little bit of foundation for us. Yeah. Right. So yeah.
But it was. I would say it wasn't. I mean, there's that first honeymoon phase. We come in. Oh, everything is so wonderful and new and everything. But then, I think there's also a period of adopting. Adapting to the new environment as well. And even now when I come across people through work or different type of interactions, you see they go through the same thing. There's always that few year of adapting to the
cultural shock.
The cultural shock. Right? If you're from India, if you're from, I don't know, China or Vietnam, wherever it is, but it's a big difference, right?
Yeah.
So there's always that few years of adapting to the new environment. Let me share with you a story. I remember when I first came and I started attending elementary school, right? Back in Vietnam, people were hungry. There wasn't a lot of,
we ate everything.
When you see a bird, when you see a chicken on the street, it can only survive a couple of minutes. Someone would have taken it and, bring it back to the kitchen and slaughter it, right?
Yeah.
So I remember I joined the elementary school and we were playing baseball in the baseball diamond. Heck, what do I know about baseball, right? Just standing in the field and just kind of look at people doing randomness. And then I started seeing pigeons and seagulls landing on the grass. What did I do? I chased after it.
That was his meal, he was thinking.
Instead of playing baseball, I chased after my meal, right? So I thought people were like, what the heck is this kid doing? But I mean, I think everybody had it different, right? So it's part of adapting.
That's the thing. When you come from poverty, it seems so bad where, like, in another country, they think like, oh, why do they eat cats, dogs, snakes, everything?
Cockroach.
It was because of out of survival's sake. That's the reason why. So that's why it's being in Canada. It's a blessing.
Absolutely. And, and the amount of food and abundance we have here.
Yeah.
Well, everybody work, and I mean, the tax system is not favorable, but, overall, you get a lot of, benefit. I don't think people all fear hunger or things like that. Things are taken care of, the free healthcare and schooling and all that stuff.
Yeah, there are a lot of obstacles and challenges that we have to overcome. Yeah. Coming to the language itself, you don't understand a lick of the word of the teacher saying. Mm-hmm. And not only that, every single time when someone say your name, it's always like the chi chong tong tang tang, huh? What is it? So I had to change my name. Not change, but like I was like, oh, okay, let's just pick an English name so it'll make it easier. So Jenny is easiest. Jenny's the most common name, and with my last name, that's like one of the top 4 most common Vietnamese names. So that's like no one's gonna.
That's why she usually gets stopped at the airport whenever we go somewhere.
Because it's a very common Jenny and Nguyen.
There's like I don't know how many, maybe 1 million people out there with the Jenny and Nguyen.
Yeah.
And
so
if one of them committed a crime, she gets stopped.
It's like, oh yeah. So like these things like that we had to go through, and not only that, because being new to the country, there's certain things that I wasn't aware of because of the culture, and I actually got bullied when I was younger. Yeah, but then I realized, it wouldn't even matter. because it's like you go through that phase, and I was good at math. The girl next door, her father was a police officer, and she thought he was like hot shit, a big deal about it. But she bullied me, and later on when she needed help with math, she ended up coming to me asking for help, and I'm like, no, you treat people like crap, I'm not gonna help you. So certain things like that, it's there's certain struggle that we had to overcome with languages and understanding culture. I think that's something that a lot of young people go through, and also immigrants go through as well too, right?
I think with this whole stereotype of the Chinese or the Vietnamese people are very good at math.
Yeah.
I think it's not that we're good at math. It's just when you first come, you don't know the language.
We know numbers. We don't
you
know
only
the language.
Numbers. That's the only way you communicate, right? So I mean, it's not that we're good at math. You don't know anything else.
Yeah.
Kids are reading like book that thick, and we're like, hard road, here we come. One sentence, right? Like it's so then there's that stereotype that these Chinese kids, they're good at math. No, we're not good at math. It's just that's the only thing we know when you come to a new place, right? So
yeah, but they are good at math too.
Yeah,
because of the whole discipline and the cultural thing. Yeah, but anyways.
So and are we promoting like new immigrant come to Canada? We need more people to pay tax. The healthcare system, we're getting old.
I think what we're trying to say is that a lot of times we want to introduce ourselves and kind of have you guys know us a little bit, and for those who are new immigrants coming to the country, we understand that what you're going through is could be a little challenging, but those challenges can make you a better person.
Yeah.
In the long run, right? And you learn a lot from it. So it's one of those things where it's like people think it's like, oh, going through challenges and all that stuff. Those challenges are what makes us more resilient, I think.
Yeah.
And we're able to handle more things that comes through our way because of what we went through. I think that helps.
Yeah, and I find that a lot of the time people, myself included, when you come to a new environment, you kind of lose your uniqueness. I mean, things that you try to where you're familiar with back home, here you try to adapt and try to copy the way people behave and whatnot and all that stuff, right? And you grow up, you merge into it, right? But at the same time, people could lose their uniqueness, and everybody is unique. You don't have to be the same as everyone else.
Yeah.
But initially, I find I do that as well. Just try to copy the coolest kid, or there's a period of time when depending on where you grow up too. I mean, I grew up at Jane and Finch area.
The ghetto.
The ghetto area.
The ghetto of the GTA.
I would wear my pants on my knee. I mean, you just copy people. There's that phase, right? People tend to do that. People will do that, and I think it's important to kind of find yourself again and sort of understand that you are a unique human being. You have certain trait, certain behavior, certain personality, certain way you talk and express yourself, and it's okay. I mean, you could be whatever you want to be. It's a free country. It's that's what's so great about being here in Canada, right?
Yeah, the government is gonna thank us for promoting more immigrant to come to Canada.
Yeah, and you don't have to say A. You don't have to say A. You don't have to like the snow. You can live indoor. The indoor is the community center is so great. Because of thanks to our taxpayers. You have hot tub in the regular, community center. Where in other country you have to pay for. You have to travel to Cuba to get a hot tub. Here you just go to a community center. There's like, that's why we go to Cuba. What the heck is this? The standard of a hot tub is not the same as a community here.
What I find, in terms of like with immigrants, for our real estate investments, we had, there's quite a few immigrants. Whenever I do a posting, they're new immigrants that come to, that ask me about, or they want to see the place and everything. That I see so many challenges when it comes to new immigrants, because as a landlord, we look for like letter of employment, some kind of source of income or like bank statements or credit report. And being new to the country, it's definitely make it challenging because there's no records or whatsoever. And a lot of times it's like if you don't have the money or if you're new, it's definitely I see the point because we were there before. It's definitely a challenge. But I noticed that with new immigrants, there's so much hunger in them, the drive to wanting to do so much better, the opportunity, and that's one of the things that's really amazing. And they're not afraid to work hard, they're not afraid to go for what it is. It's just sometimes they need a little bit more education in terms of which path to go like that.
And so you see the desire in them.
Oh yeah, they're like fighters. They're like hungry for needing whatever it is that they wanted to go for.
Once in a while, we do see these new immigrants who don't speak a word of English, and they show the bank statement with hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank account. We don't know how, right? But there are all these rich people that come in.
From all sorts.
From all sorts. And, they'll compete with us in buying property, and they'll just buy them in cash.
Yeah.
There are these people too. So I'm sure those people don't have a hard time adapting to the new environment. They'll just buy everything.
No, not them. They're actually very educated. Those people.
Those are very educated.
Yeah, and where there are other ones who are just new and who have family and really trying to make it. A lot of times is that sometimes they need a little bit of someone who understand. And we do have one of our tenants. They are Egyptians, Egyptian family, and they came and they were so grateful that I was able to I was there before, and I can see that they work a lot. So it was one of those reasons where why not give them a chance, because they seem like decent people, and with how they are, they're very family oriented, and so far they've been one of the best tenants, one of the good ones that we had. And so regardless of what it is, being immigrants or not, the drive to go for something, to actually wanting to achieve and do better and get better with your your skill sets and everything like that, it doesn't make you either an immigrant or not. There's no excuses for any of that, and that's just amazing how no matter what the circumstances, even if you come from nothing, people strive to do way much more than what they can, and that's amazing.
And immigrants do funny things, like people rent the place and you're supposed to have your patio in the backyard, right? But they would just have it on the front yard and right in front of the main road, and could care less what the neighbor think. Just how they roll.
Well, they still think they live in their country. They don't follow any rule. They still think they live in their country.
That's so cool about being here. You can do whatever you want. As long as you're not harming anybody. You could have your patio right, in front of your house and on the main road, and just kind of show everybody you're having dinner with your family and kids.
Well, not everybody does that, actually.
Not everybody does that. Once in a while, you do have those people that do it.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, I think that's all we want to share with you, and that's it, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. It's just an introduction to. I want to introduce Daryl Long. My amazing genius partner.
And Jenny Nguyen, who is your 365 days of fitness challenge. I don't know how many days you've been following her, and I'm sure you reap the benefits. She spent numerous hours putting those videos and making sure that her makeup is on every time while she's sweating with all that color fading away.
I don't want to scare you guys, know. That's why
I don't know which is more scary.
I don't want to scare you guys, because then who knows, there might be people that might unsubscribe. That might be a problem. The whole point is to get the message of working out, but then I don't want to unsubscribe because of
it is a healthy habit to.
That's what it is.
To follow and no, honestly, she put a lot of effort and time into this. She want to promote health. People are living a healthy and lifestyle and with good nutrition and whatnot. So if you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, and follow her, or just don't stalk her, just follow.
Okay. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye.